Yes, welcome back to Bishower Tuesday. And it is that moment that we have to speak to very important people in this country. And majority of the leaders say, of course, it's the politicking time. Vijana nyinyi ndio viongozi wa kesho. But what is happening is that vijana wamerealize if we don't take this, my friend, we've been having... In fact, yesterday, some days ago, I went to AK Athletics Kenya. And you know whom I saw in the picture? I was the chair of the committee of Athletics Kenya. Sam Ongeri, who is vying for gubernatorial contender. So those guys are still there, and it was way back in 1970-something. So, Vijana, there's nothing like you are the leaders of tomorrow. Now is the time to take that mantle. And today, I'm really humbled to be joined by Victor Abor, or he'd like to be called Abor Victor, not Victor Abor, from Enactus KU chapter, and Bernardo Diambo from also Enactus KU chapter. Guys, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much.
Wow, amazing. Of course, Enactus, it sounds like someone's name. What is Enactus? My friend, starting with you, Abor Victor.
Thank you so much. Now, Enactus is a global organization. We call ourselves, we are a community of students, academic and business leaders, set out to use the power of entrepreneurship to solve urgent and unmet societal needs and issues. Exactly.
Wow.
That's in a brief.
In a brief.
Yes.
It sounds like it can go on and on because it's a community. You know what happens with communities. I'm a VP.
Exactly.
Bernard,
Yes.
now you've been part of Enactus right now. When was it started? I know you guys are in campus. In fact, just explain to us how you reached to campus, because Victor has just told me that it's a global organization. How comes you guys are in KU right now?
Yes. So Enactus KU and Enactus KU is an initiative that was introduced in Kenyatta University in this year, that is 2017, at the beginning of the semester, January. And Enactus Kenya is an organization that has been in place since in the early 2005 up to date. So when we guys came into campus, we found that it's something that has been continuing. But the most important aspect about Enactus is it's the entrepreneurial action in us.
Yes.
We look at the problem that is facing a community and we automatically give it a solution.
Whoa, automatically.
Yes.
Those are strong words to use, my friend. We look at a problem that is facing a community and we automatically give it a solution. That's pretty challenging. And you guys have started in early 2017. Now you are 2 months old, 3 months old in Kenyatta University.
Exactly. 3 months old, but the journey started a long time back in September. A process of registration in campus and the legal stuff. Up to now, we are planning our launch. Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
So Enactus, you call yourself a community of students,
Yes.
enhancing entrepreneurship amongst young people, young folks.
Yeah.
And somebody is asking, so far you've been there, of course, starting September. What have you guys achieved? What can you be proud of for the few months that you've been around?
Perfect. That is very nice. Now, for Enactus Kenyatta University chapter, when we came in, of course, we are a very, very vibrant team altogether, led by our able president, Miss Sandra Paul Wanjiru. She's led us to actually identify some of the problems we have around us. So far, we're working on 2 projects. One called Ultramam, which I'll give some brief details about.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, we're also planning to do a litter management program in our neighboring Kenyatta market. That is so far we have 2, and we keeping on continuing with the same progress.
Wow, that's amazing.
Exactly.
And Bernard, you understand the political dynamics of this country, definitely. Yes. And you being an economics student, just in brief, tell us what might be the implications of the 2017 general election to our economy as we stand right now.
Okay, that's a very nice question, and what I can say about it, even in the Nairobi Securities Exchange market, the potential investors, almost 70% in the NSC have ran away, and we are only having some few who own the largest share. So due to the political events that are taking place now in the economics world, there is a fear that the profit margin might go low. So that is our challenge. Yes.
And how are you going to overcome that challenge? Of course, because you've said that at Enactus, you see a problem, you see a challenge, and you offer instant solution.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me, what's the way forward from that?
Okay, the most important thing that someone can ever do is creating confidence in our people, building ourselves a brand. For instance, if you are working on a project to do with, let's take an example of litter management, for example, whereby we have to give the community the better ways of collecting and disposing, and later on generating some products that can be able to assist them, that can be better. But we should never forget that in those areas, because there is always a representation, we have those who are coming from those areas, and they are politicians, MCAs, you want to do this, somebody comes, want to ride on that, and you see politics has a lot of propaganda.
Yes.
But with us, we are entrepreneurs. We are people whose main ambition is execution, and not just talking about it. So the most important thing is building a brand, whatsoever the challenge that might come our way. Yes.
But, Abur, of course, it's the politicking period. We are not here to discuss politics, but we are here to discuss matters to do with business. Of course, for a business world to prosper, there must be good political goodwill.
Yes.
All right? Without political goodwill, nothing stands. That's as per the issues right now.
Yes.
So you as a young person, have you felt that feeling of political goodwill, especially supporting young people in the business world? Or should we now fight for that space? We go now, we start vying for MCA, and people are like, these young men are too ambitious. They want to be MCAs and governors. Is that possible? So have you felt that political goodwill?
Good. Once in an environment, in a society, we don't exist in a vacuum. We are part of that society. And the political arena side of it is part of it too. So we understand the political atmosphere we're heading to as a country, even as for us youths. Yeah? But for that opportunity gives us much more space for us, the youths. For example, somebody like me, I'm into much more in the corporate side, not the political side. I understand that for me as a youth, there's a lot of opportunity in the corporate side more than the political side. So what do? I use the power that I have in my hand. I start with what I have in school right now, what I have in my community. And the little impact I can give back to the society, that's what I use. So for us as Enactus, we are optimistic about the future of Kenya in the election and beyond, bearing in mind whatever comes, but we are still optimistic. Our projects are not 100% determinant on the political arena of this country. We move forward with the will of the team that we have. And of course, we are very passionate about what we're doing, and of course, we see a success in the coming future.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
You've responded to that very wisely. As what wise men do, all right? I respond to it broadly and widely. Now, Bernard, matters to do with Enactus. Now we're coming back to the KU chapter. You guys are just a few months old. You've already started projects, and somebody might be watching us out there. They're asking themselves, "I want to be part of this initiative. How can they come on board?"
Okay, Enactus, according to the regulations that has been set out in the chapter, it's a program that has been rolled out for undergraduates.
All right.
We do not expect somebody to clear his degree. We expect that when you clear your degree, rather, you go and do your own business.
Yes.
You can start up a business and run it. Know that after your master's degree is when we teach you on how you can be able to do what? Think of an idea and execute it.
Yes.
Yes. So it's open and it is for students. It's a community of students and it is in various universities.
Yes.
So you can come in as a student.
Undergrad. You have to be an undergraduate.
An undergraduate. Yes.
How about diploma? That's still undergrad.
That's still undergrad.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, so it's open to everyone. You don't have to be necessarily an economic student or business-related course. It's open for everyone.
Fantastic. For Enactus, we are looking at all with the entrepreneurial mind, be it in med school, be it in the School of Education, be it in the School of Business. So long as you have that idea, you have that mind to think differently, to think out of the box. Like, for example, we're having issues like traffic. How can we solve traffic to help the other people in the community? And how can that be, how can we fit that into the global goals that we set for us as the United Nations for the 17 SDGs we're talking about? How can we fit that problem into that? Then we solve it. Yeah. So for us as Enactus, we strongly invite and involve students and members with that entrepreneurial mind. Exactly. We are part of a team.
Yes.
And that team, each and every person must be actively involved. Exactly.
Also, you have to be actively involved. Now that we join clubs, unajoin alafu unakuwa dormant member. Unatokeanga tu zile siku zenye kuna food. You know, we have such people. Yeah. Hey, long time, brother Noah. Where have you been? I've been very busy, but I heard today that there was a luncheon, and I decided to make time for it. Where have you not been making time for the other important meetings? So you've spoken about activity. You have to be very active. And you brought in the issue of SDGs.
Exactly.
Yes, SDGs. So Enactus, you guys are standing for the 17 SDGs that we do have as per the moment.
Exactly. So for us, we are trying to solve each and every one according to the needs that we have in the society. That if I go to my immediate environment, maybe in Kenyatta University we have a Kenyatta market, I find that there's a litter all over. How can I solve that to collectively collectively form the 17 goals? I have there like clean energy, clean environment, clean cities, no hunger, no poverty. Then how can we be part of that? Then after realizing the society, the need in the society, then we now understand now how can we work together as a team, involve the community, and be part of that whole project as a whole. Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
Bernard, Enactus, 17 SDG goals as he has spoken about. You've spoken about it's open for everyone as long as you have an entrepreneurial mind. Yes. But at the same time, there are a lot of challenges that come with starting, an organization in a new environment. I know this is a global organization, but you guys must be facing quite a number of challenges as per the moment. What are some of those?
Okay, the key challenge that you are facing today is that people are reluctant to get to participate bring in their ideas. And the other aspect that we have is that people fear sharing their ideas.
Yes, welcome back. Apologies for those technical hitches. We live in a world where technical hitches do happen, all right? Siku moja unaweza kuwa tu unaongea usiku, lights zinaenda. Unaingia kwa studio, muziki inaingia, So these things are unavoidable, but thank you very much for bearing with us. Gonna go back to the interview mode. I've switched back. We are speaking about Enactus. Yes? And you were explaining something to us before we were just brought off air that way. Yes. You're speaking about the challenges you guys faced, and you're speaking about the solutions. Of course, the concerns are legit, but you're saying that you've made measures to counter that.
Yes.
If you will just go back to that a little bit, please.
Okay, so under Enactus Kenya and Enactus Kenyatta University as a club, the key challenge that has been there has been issue to do with the projects. Somebody comes up with an idea, or somebody has a brilliant idea, but he or she fears that if I share with this team, maybe I may not be given a chance to make more. So the solution that we have been able to give so that we can have this problem sorted, we have been able to sensitize on this issue.
Yes.
We've had a couple of meetings, and we have been able to share with our members that under Enactus Kenyatta University, the project that you have belongs to a team.
Yes.
It doesn't belong to an individual. I wake up today in the morning, I think of a project.
Yes.
I have to come and share with Mr. Victor that, you know what, I think about this. Maybe we can break it down, go and research.
Yes.
Collectively, it becomes a very, very big project. Then we do it.
All right.
Yes.
And now, Abor Victor.
Yes.
You told me that your name means lion. Yeah. So if you want your child to be a reggae lover, Just name him Abu. There's something about lions and reggae. Really? I don't know what that is. Well, anyway, now, Victor, of course, you told us earlier on that you shall be sharing some of the products that you guys are putting out.
Yes.
And you mentioned one earlier, something to do with Mama or something.
Yes, exactly. Yes? So the first project you're working on currently is Ultramam. This is a modified ultrasound machine.
Oh, Ultramam. Sorry, I said Mama.
Don't worry, it
Don't
happens.
you worry. We're in Africa. Mom,
it happens.
If you're watching, thank you very much.
Yeah, so Ultramam is the product name that is. This one has been brought to us forth. We've strategized upon it with a team. We are a team of more than 50, that is, with each playing his or her own role in that. So Project Ultramam is about the normal ultrasound machine, but now in a more smaller dynamic way. It's like that we can have an ultrasound machine the size of my mobile phone, that I can use it anywhere. So the impact you're trying to bring across is that you see a lot of mothers, pregnant women around our communities die because of, you understand, issues to do with ectopic pregnancy. Non-detection earlier. You know, when you detect something earlier, it really makes sense. So the ultrasound machine we are trying to come up with, you have to just place it in your stomach like this, and then you can detect and see, of course, with a mobile app built in with that can interpret the data, the biological data. Yeah, that is just a brief about it. The next one is about litter management in KM. We are still looking at the dynamisms, whether to do it as a whole project, as of collecting, recycling, and the entire process of coming up with something new, or just doing some partnerships, of course.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Ultramam.
Ultramam.
It sounds fancy. Like, dude, I have an Ultramam. And you look serious in their face. Dude, I have an Ultramam.
Yes.
Like, dude, is that a bomb? No, it's not a bomb. It's a machine. Anyway, back to you, Bernard. Now, we talk money issues.
Yes.
I understand you guys are in campus. You have to dress well as you are. You have to eat well. And you dedicate your time to Enactus KU chapter, to these projects you've said you have to do as a team. Tell us of the financial implications and how that come about. Or is it just volunteer? As in tujitole, Mungu atatubariki uko mbele.
Yeah.
Yes. So financial implications of participating in this, projects as an individual and as a team.
Okay, that is the key important thing that we do look at, because in any other project, for you to facilitate even people to come for a meeting like this, you have to give them a call, you have to send text.
Yes.
So, okay, we do volunteer, members coming together with the ideologies together. There are those that we can contribute by ourselves. But when it comes to getting the resources, we have to look for partnership. For instance, Enactus KU as a club, with the projects that we'll be having, we've done a proposal to Enactus Kenya, which is the national body. And those are some of the sources of funding that we get to do our projects. Because it's not just about people coming up with an idea, you exhibit, and just that. Because the most important thing that you can ever give to a university student is called personal branding. What we are looking at, we want to make university students people who can stand out for themselves. During the exhibitions, you are somebody who can communicate a message.
Yes.
We are giving you a platform to share your ideas. So we are marking you. It's not just the project being perfect than others, but it's about also the mode of presentation, how presentable you are.
Yes.
Those are some of the things that they look at. Yes.
Amazing. Ooh. Back to Mr. Lion. Don't confuse him with Busi there. He's called Abur Victor. He told me the name Abur is a lion. And I just love the name. My kid shall be called Abur Kipkimboy.
Thank you.
we are like combating Ukabila in Kenya. But Victor, now we have to be very realistic also in terms of where we stand as a nation.
Yes.
I don't want now to go into politics, but I want to go into the economic standing as a nation. I understand you are a BCom student.
Exactly.
And these are some of the things that you study, the economic dynamics in the country and whatnot.
Yes.
And right now, as you stand in the country, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about the economic situation right now?
Fantastic.
That's a very open question, very broad.
Very open, very general.
Yeah.
And I will try to answer it very generally. Yeah?
Yes.
So, in the country we are in right now, of course, we are facing major challenges. Talk about rapid increase in the prices of general foodstuff. That means an increase in the cost implications of even what we do as enactors. We are looking at a broad future. Personally, I am very optimistic of the future of Kenya in matters economics, though whatever is happening currently is not very pleasing as such.
Yeah.
Of course, with the politics involved in, but what we really want to do as a student body, we have understood that now there's a problem somewhere. We are going down as a country. We are really going down. Our debts are increasing by day by day. In fact, now I owe the government more than even my dad owed him the government some years back. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So the question is now, what can we do about it? What can we do as a student body instead of just sitting down and saying now, Serikali, Saidia. This is not the age of Serikali, Saidia. This is now the age of what can I do personally to impact on my society. You see, if I can impact Bernard, then I impact Noah, I impact 2, 3 or more. That at least I could have done something for the nation at large.
Yes.
So we're calling up for our club and to the entire KU fraternity and to the entire Kenyan nation. We're calling up to the students to stand up for something,
Yes.
to believe that they themselves can be the solution to the problem they're facing currently in the nation. Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
In fact, that brings me to our question of discussion today on our show.
Yes.
We're talking matters resources of environment, conservation. I understand you guys deal with the, SDGs. We have no poverty. Yes, we have matters to do with hunger, environmental conservation at the same time. Now, in Lamu, as we speak right now, there is a call. And the Energy Regulation Committee has passed that we can extract the coal because it will give us like 1,000 megawatts of power. Yeah. At the same time, we have people who love and are passionate about environmental conservation in Lamu. And they've gone to court to say that we can't do this. It will spoil our environment. You as a person, starting with you, Victor, then coming to you, my friend, Odhiambo, just tell us, what do you take? What do you prefer? How do we balance this up? Economic, of course, we want power. At the same time, we have an issue with, we're going to be spoiling our environment somehow with this coal mining. CO2 will be emitted, and maybe by 2030, cutting that 30% of CO2 emission in the country, it will be a problem. What's your take on that?
Fantastic. Now, that issue involves two dynamisms, the environmental experts and, of course, the economics experts. As the economist who's really much optimistic to that area will tell you that the value of that coil is much more important than the value of that environment. Ask the environmental conservatives.
So it's very subjective.
Exactly. He will tell you the value of that nature in regards to the coal. So to my side, I think proper feasibility study should be done. And of course, you must weigh the cost versus the benefits. In life, you must weigh both sides. And of course, if the benefits outweigh the cost, then you're ready to go on and move on. But as we stand right now, personally, I can't have a say.
Political correctness. I'll make music about political correctness. How about you, Bernard?
Thank you very much,
Yes.
Mr. Noah. And most importantly, I will start by saying that environment is unforgivable and it slashes back with great fury. I am a member of Nature Kenya. That's a society that conserves the environment. And I can remember on being an environmentalist side, I'm looking for the generations to come.
Yes.
Remember, we extract coal, we get energy, it's good. But at the same time, as as a country, we are suffering, and we are still people who are looking up to the relief food because of drought. If we do that, that means we will be destroying the environment around, because I want to believe that trees around that place will have to be cut down.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe some time to come, we'll be having a problem with rain and all that, and people will suffer.
Yes.
So as an environmentalist, I believe that before that decision is made, they have to look at it critically. They have to check that if we extract it, what will be the what will be the key challenge in some years to come?
Yes.
Not just now.
All right.
And as an economist,
Hey, my friend, you have both sides with you.
yes. And as an economist, because as we talk, or as at now, the Kenyan economy has been growing slowly. Before the post-election violence, the economy standings was at around up to around 7%.
Yes.
But according to the World Bank report that was issued, the economy, as we talk, has moved from 5.6 up to around 6 or 5.9.
Yeah.
So that's a slower growth.
Yes.
Because we are talking about attaining our Vision 2030, whereby we will have, according to the SDGs, we'll have clean energy and all that. And we believe that if we extract the coal, the profit margin that will come out of that will be channeled to the economy. That means that better healthcare and all that. But the most important thing, because life is the most important thing, they have also to look at it. Before we put it into an economic aspect, let us check the implication that will come after that. Yes.
All right. And now on matters, of course, time is not on our side. And my mind was a little bit like, wow, that's amazing when it comes to describing that, balancing those two, especially you being part of an environmental conservationist and also being an economist at the same time. Yes. Now, as you wrap up, just look at the camera, starting with Victor. You're speaking to young people outside there on matters, taking opportunity and taking that lead, taking responsibilities of their surrounding, because change begins with you. Just encourage them and speak to somebody's life in brief as we wind up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Noah. Of course, starting with a disclaimer, I am a first-year student at Kenyatta University. To all those first-year students, second years, third years, and fourth years in Kenyatta University and all universities in Kenya, opportunities will not come to you. You have to go and grab those opportunities. You wait for them to come, time will never be on your side. You have to be aggressive enough. You have to go and get it. Exactly. Thank you
very much. How about you, Mr. Bernard?
Thank you so much. I'm Bernard Odhiambo. I'm a first-year student taking BCom at Kenyatta University. And I have a challenge to my fellow young people. As the corporate society is saying, you people are half-baked, but what? What I have to encourage my fellow young people is that let us be people who are very aggressive. Let's be people who are very creative, because we have to build our profession. And it is very evident that we as young people today, the conversations that we engage in are who we are. The companies that we have, and all those aspects, if you crown them together, that is who we are.
Yes.
So that means that if you pick very important aspects from that, then you will simply be drowning in a sea of knowledge. And I believe that as young people, that is the path to take. The future is bright. Never be told that, you see, you are still young, you are leaders of tomorrow. Personally, I don't believe in that, because we are the leaders of today. So we have to take the challenge.
Yes. Thank you very much, Victor Bor, Bernardo Diambo. There they are. I really appreciate you guys for coming over and sharing your knowledge. And I hope that you as a person, you're within this environment. I hope that you shall join Enactus. We have KU chapter. It's a global company. Of course, you can engage it in different levels. But my encouragement to you is that get doing something. They've spoken about taking responsibility. They're only first years up. First years. And now they're like speaking of ultra mom. Yes? Yes, imagine what they'll be doing in fourth year. So start taking responsibility as a person. Of course, I shall be back with more definitely, but I hope you've learned something from this interview. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go for a short break. And we shall be back with more. Thank you guys for coming.